Everyday marvels people barely notice, yet rely on constantly to live, move, work, and survive. Welcome back to Everyday Invention. They don't flash. They don't beep. They don't trend on tech blogs or show off at convention floors. And yet, they're all around you right now. Your pants, held up thanks to one. Your ride in the elevator, safe thanks to another. Your drive in the rain, protected. Your bearings at high speeds, smooth. Welcome to the invisible helpers, simple, brilliant inventions you barely notice, but couldn't live without. From the zipper to the smoke detector, these unsung heroes of everyday life may not sparkle, but they keep the entire world clicking along. We shall begin with the story of zippers, tiny teeth, massive impact. Chicago, 1893. The World's Fair buzzes with inventions, but one small, stubborn problem remains unsolved: fastening things quickly. Enter Whitcomb Judson, an engineer tired of wrestling with boots. His class blocker is clunky, but it's a start, the first whisper of an idea that would literally connect the modern world. Then comes Gideon Sunback in 1913. He doesn't just improve the design, he reinvents it. 10 interlocking teeth per inch. A slider that glides like water. Suddenly, what was awkward becomes elegant. Fast forward a century, and these tiny mechanical marvels are everywhere. Fashion that snaps together in seconds. Parachutes that must open perfectly. Space suits sealing astronauts against the void. Even medical devices where precision is life or death. That satisfying zip sound? That's the sound of decades of refinement. Failure after failure finally clicking into place. So next time you zip up your jacket or bag, pause. You're using one of humanity's most underrated inventions. A masterpiece of miniature engineering that took 40 years to perfect. And now holds our world together, one tooth at a time. Fun fact: the average zipper has more engineering in its tiny teeth than most people realize. It's not just a fastener, it's a time-saving miracle. Next, we proceed to examine the circumstance surrounding the invention of ball bearings, the secret to smooth everything. Florence, 1500s. Leonardo da Vinci's workshop hums with sketches of flying machines and impossible inventions. Among his notes, a simple but revolutionary idea: tiny metal spheres that could defy friction. Fast forward to today. That same principle is everywhere. The silent spin of a fidget spinner in your palm. The effortless glide of a skateboard underfoot. The smooth purr of a car's wheels at highway speeds. Ball bearings are the unsung heroes of motion. These miniature marvels take the grind out of life, literally. Without them, bicycles would screech. Wind turbines would seize. Your laptop's hard drive would sound like a coffee grinder. From the delicate mechanics of a wristwatch to the roaring power of a jet engine, these tiny spheres work tirelessly, reducing wear, saving energy, and keeping the world rolling forward. So next time something moves with buttery smoothness in your life, thank a ball bearing. After 500 years of refinement, they've perfected the art of making friction disappear. Fun fact: the International Space Station uses over 100,000 ball bearings, because even in zero gravity, some things still need to spin just right. But the world wasn't done innovating, not by a long shot. We proceed to the story of elevator brakes, the invention that made cities possible. New York, 1853. A hushed crowd gathers in a warehouse, necks craned upward. High above them, Alicia Otis stands on a wooden platform, an elevator without safety nets. Then, with dramatic flourish, an assistant slices the only support rope. The platform drops, for an inch, before jerking to a perfect stop. Gasps ripple through the room. Otis tips his hat. All safe, gentlemen. In that moment, the future of cities changed forever. Before Otis, elevators were terrifying contraptions, rising rooms that could, and did, plummet if a rope snapped. Buildings rarely climbed beyond 5 stories. Who'd risk the climb? But Otis's genius wasn't the elevator. It was the fail-safe. A spring-loaded brake that automatically engaged if tension failed. Suddenly, falling wasn't just unlikely, it was impossible. The impact? Colossal. Skyscrapers began piercing clouds within decades. Urban density transformed overnight. The very idea of downtown was reinvented. Every modern metropolis, from Dubai to Tokyo, rests on this 19th century breakthrough. That mundane elevator ride? It's a mini miracle of engineering you experience daily. So next time you step into an elevator, press your floor, feel that smooth ascent, whisper, "Thanks, Alicia." Because without his leap of faith and flawless brakes, we'd still be living and working at ground level. Fun fact: Otis's original safety mechanism is still the basis of elevator brakes today, proving some ideas are truly timeless. And just when we thought it couldn't get more unusual, we continue with the story of the invention of windshield wipers, the woman who cleared the way. New York City, 1903. A blizzard howls through the streets as Mary Anderson rides a streetcar, watching the driver struggle. Every few minutes, he stops, opens the window, and wipes the snow away with his sleeve, letting in a blast of freezing air each time. In that moment, Mary sees what no one else does. There must be a better way. Back home in Alabama, she sketches a solution: spring-loaded rubber blades controlled by a lever inside the vehicle. No more stopping. No more frozen fingers. Just clear vision. She patents it in 1903. The response? Auto manufacturers laugh. It'll distract drivers, they scoff. Mary's invention gathers dust. But Mary knows, good ideas don't expire. Fast forward 20 years. As cars get faster and roads busier, her wipers become essential. By the 1920s, they're standard on every vehicle. Today, they're required by law. From the gentle swish on a rainy afternoon to the frantic tempo of a snowstorm, those rhythmic blades trace back to one cold day, one observant woman, one stubborn belief that there's a better way. So next time your wipers beat in perfect time against the rain, remember, that's Mary Anderson's persistence keeping you safe. A reminder that sometimes the clearest vision comes from looking at everyday problems differently. Fun fact: the first automatic wipers, the kind that adjust to rain intensity, invented by another woman, Charlotte Bridgewood, in 1917. Turns out, windshield clarity was women's work all along. To conclude this episode, we shall consider the circumstance surrounding the invention of smoke detectors, the accidental guardian. Switzerland, 1930s. Walter Jaeger hunches over his latest invention, a sophisticated poison gas detector. For the 100th time, it fails to react. Frustrated, he lights a cigarette. Beep. The machine springs to life, not from poison, but from smoke. In that moment, Jaeger's failure becomes a breakthrough that will echo through every home for the next century. Today's smoke detectors are miniature marvels. Radioactive particles that spot invisible combustion. 85% fewer home fire deaths since their widespread adoption. That infamous 3 a.m. chirp that saved countless lives. They're the most nagging, indispensable devices we own, perched in hallways like silent sentinels. While we sleep, they watch. While we cook, they stand guard. So next time yours shrieks over burnt toast, remember, that annoying beep represents one of history's greatest accidental inventions, born when a frustrated engineer took a smoke break. Fun fact: the radioactive material in detectors? Americium-241. It's so stable it'll protect your family for decades, with less radiation than a banana. A reminder that sometimes life-saving innovation doesn't come from solving the right problem, but from noticing the wrong solution's potential. Reflection, the genius in the background. Listen, that faint zip as you fasten your jacket, the quiet click of your seatbelt locking in place, the nearly silent whoosh of an elevator ascending smooth as silk. These sounds are the hidden soundtrack of civilization, playing in the background of our lives. What do they all have in common? They work so well, we forget they're there. The true marvels of human ingenuity aren't always the flashy gadgets or headline-making breakthroughs. More often, they're the quiet solutions, the ones that sit patiently in the corners of our daily routines. Ask nothing in return. Save lives without fanfare. Make the extraordinary feel ordinary. From the ball bearings in your office chair to the smoke detector in your hallway, these unsung heroes remind us. The future isn't just built by revolutionary ideas, but by perfecting the fundamentals. So today, take a moment to notice the unnoticed. The elevator button that always works. The windshield wiper that never misses a beat. The zipper that withstands years of tugging. Because the real measure of progress isn't how much our world changes, but how much we stop noticing the things that make it work. Next time you ride a train, zip a coat, or hear a smoke detector's chirp, whisper a quiet thank you to the inventors who made the background brilliant. If this episode opened your eyes to the world's quietest, groundbreaking inventions, leave us a like. Got a favorite overlooked invention in your life? Drop it in the comments. We might feature it next. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button bell, because sometimes the most incredible stories are hiding in plain sight.